And we're live. Hello, you beautiful bastards, and welcome to my so-called show. And yeah, we have another edition of Gobby Bastards, and we're going to be talking Red Dwarf 2. I'm joined by Admiral Teague. How you doing, man? And your mic's muted.
Hi, I'm doing okay. I'm just having a boomer moment. Greetings from New York. It's good to see everybody. Thank you for having me, my friend.
Yeah, good to have you as well, man. And Critical, always good to have you on. We're supposed to have Enzo on, but I don't know if he can make it. I don't know if the Angry Bootneck is going to make it. He's said he might pop his head up for a bit. We don't know, but we'll see. Gavin Blackburn in the chat, thank you for joining us. And it's cold outside. It's not kind of atmosphere. Yeah. And Gav, shut up, man.
What a great
yeah, that's the wrong song. Very easy to get confused. You know, I would love to see a good remix of what's those songs where they just combine a shitload of songs together. I would love to see something like that.
Well, like the medley type thing.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, what's going down in Groovetown? Yeah, it's kind of like rocking around the Christmas tree. So this is the second season of Red Dwarf, and I think it was around about what year did it come out? 1990. The episode
1988.
88. Oh, yep. Jesus Christ! So not so long. So straight away after the best series, not really saying which year. What the release?
It seems like they got them both out in the same year, right? Is the first
6 episodes in a year isn't too difficult. So
it's a short series. It's their shortest one. I think what happened was series 1 was such a hit. And by the way, we had it in America before 1990. So like it was really considered some great comedy for us to get it so quickly. So
yeah, it was 1988, September the 6th when this aired.
It looks like they got both the first 2 seasons out in the same calendar year, right? Like they probably filmed in 87, but it, like series 1 drops at the beginning of 88 and series 2 at the end, it seems. Because I don't think
it's not too difficult to churn out
87, right?
6 episodes of TV.
Not
yeah,
once
I mean,
this
you can see the series is starting to find its legs a bit more now, don't they? They've got the character, they've figured out Rimmer, they've figured out the cat, they even give Holly a little bit more as well. You know, they kind of make him a little bit more like he's not just the deadpan guy, he does sort of become a little bit of a fellow crewmate to them. Especially when you get...
It's time to let the sci-fi ideas come to the fore, and then the characters will just back that up now, which is why you get so many great concepts like parallel universe, alternate dimension with the stasis leak. Sorry,
they just restricted to the bunk beds or the
exactly. It gets a little bit less coming, I think.
No, the sort of
Life, another great episode. And strange enough, the one that is set all on the ship is probably the best of the series, of the season at least.
They're doing fantastic satire because even though it's a little bit slapstick, as we call the humor, and there's a lot of dramatic irony, and sometimes we know things they don't know, they still do a fairly good job of threading the show together and having a continuity that makes sense. The characters do grow and change just a little tiny bit, not huge. These aren't characters with potential to grow. They're terrible people in a way, but they grow just a little bit. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean,
they do flesh them out a little bit more, especially in this second episode where and even fucking Lister kind of does something. He kind of does something terrible, but he's trying to do something nice for him. He's giving the memory of one of his old gals.
Yeah, in episode 3, thanks for the memory. I was going to say we get some good character dynamics and definitely some revelations about Rimmer that let us understand him a little bit more. You know,
yeah, why he's so bitter?
Just a morsel of empathy for him when we find out what a douchebag his father is. But the father is a hilarious douchebag. Yeah. This guy has no redeeming traits or characteristics except that he's hilarious.
Yeah, he's kind of. I mean, Rimmer's almost sort of. Almost like an anti-hero type thing in the end, because he has had every single disadvantaged. You know, his parents didn't have the money to give him the enhanced learning and genetic stuff that his brother's got. You know, he was the bottom of the ladder all the way through, but unfortunately his neurosis.
He didn't have the courage to tell him that he needed to just swallow his pride and go through second grade again or whatever it was. Because when we see the version
like
of him that,
yep,
when his parents in another dimension, which again is great satire, they do all the sci-fi stuff great. When we see the version of him further down the line beyond this season where he has been left back and had to deal with that trauma young, and he says, well, I always had to, fight because I was the oldest and people picked on me and called me dumb. So I developed a thick skin and it's led to a little bit of success in my life. And then you see like regular Rimmer's just like, no one cared about me enough to take that hit from my being disappointed and to nurse me through this bad moment of self-esteem, but like who really was cared about more, and just the value of the challenge.
We do also get Crichton,
yes,
who will round off the quartet.
And, this is
the boys from the
this is
Dwarf.
where we're coming to the first episode now with Crichton, and let me share the screen. Internet Movie Database. Give me a second. So yeah, we'll go through the story first. They've come across a distress call from a crashed ship on the moon, and it's also the first episode where we see the blue midget.
Yes, it is.
Obviously, they think they're going to get lucky with some lonely women, and even.
Oh, that reveal is just the best.
It's just so good. Yeah.
Sharnisa, and he just looks up and there's like 3 skeletons there.
Yeah. I mean, they're trying to play it really fucking cool at first, aren't they? We are not on the pole. They're just looking for less crappy clothes, and Rimmer's in his fucking uniform. And
I love Rimmer's uniform. Yeah, Rimmer's got like this great white uniform with all this braiding and superfluous decorations and stuff like that. Yeah. He looks like a Russian general.
And he's convinced Lister to wear those stinky moon boots as well. So yeah.
Yeah, because they're less crappy than the other stuff he probably was going to sling on.
Gross
they get a bit where he's ironing the jeans. And he leaves the iron on there. He's got to get black spray paint.
He's hammering his socks as well. He's hammering his socks so he can put it on.
Oh, the hammer! Yeah.
You've got hygiene problems when you have to clean your clothes with a hammer. They've been watching MTV. They're like, there's got to be a joke in this hammer time thing somewhere. Just work on it a little more.
Yeah, it's a quality episode. It really is. It's so funny. The way that Crichton just firmly believes that they were alive, and in the book, I believe that it is actually clarified that he killed them all by mistake.
So they all have something in common. They're a bunch of accidental murderers, except for Dave. This is just
he
real sci-fi.
He's got this kind of weird repressed survivor's guilt thing going on. Yes, androids. If I remember correctly, it's like you got all the credits go down, and then the producer was like Gwendolyn something or other, because all the characters are obviously Android 8, 4, 5, 6, 7, and all that lot.
And then
series producer,
the creators are. I think it's their name with the initials reversed. They've intermixed the names of the real creators of the show into 2 new names that are a mashup of both. They may have just switched like the first couple of letters around, but it's those are the creators. And then and I said this before we went live, but hey man, here's your Android soap opera like 20 years before Futurama comes up with the idea, man. Like they're right on it.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes Red Dwarf doesn't get enough credit because it is just a silly comedy, but it does genuinely have a lot of very cool sci-fi concepts about it that, work alongside the comedy and don't get derailed by it. And I wish we could have more of that these days. We've lost
Northern English Bastard might need to increase his bandwidth. Bro, if you're still there...
He's up in Hull. They've barely got electricity up there. Seriously. They're like putting wires in potatoes and things for a network.
They should go to war with the Germans again, and we'll build them a whole new country. While we wait for him to get back, buddy, if you're there trapped, like type in the private chat what you think's going to happen. Usually, it takes a full reboot when you get the stream Guard's choke. But let's just talk for a minute since Northern English isn't here. Critical, I feel like Crichton has been informed just to a degree because remember, we go to a holodeck pretty soon afterwards. They watched the first 2 seasons of Star Trek while they were writing this. The first season comes out.
Signal. He's bad out there. I really hope it does not happen again. If this keeps happening, I may have to close the stream and reorganize it for another time. But let's hope it goes smoothly from now on.
Well, hopefully it's all right.
So yeah, I missed a lot of what you were saying. I do apologize.
Don't worry.
Thank you for the super chat.
We're just buying time. Hey, it's our friend Aurora.
I know you used to do a special watching Snatch with Yanks stream where we watch it with Tegan Toxic, where you and Al translate the dialogue for them. I could do a Lazy Bastards rewatch one day.
Yeah,
so we'll have to see.
Translated from British into American for me.
Yeah. So yeah. I was saying something as well. You do get that joke where it's like, "Please big me up," say, "Tell my dad," and I was brave about it. And it comes back at the expense of Rimmer anyway.
Yes.
It doesn't make him look bigger; it just makes him look more foolish.
Well, it's not even that. Like they realise it's the skeletons, and then Lister, because he knows they're dead, starts bigging him up in exactly the way Rimmer wants him to. But obviously, he's like. Oh, my pal Rimmer, he's had tons and tons of girlfriends.
Yeah, smack off, watch your breath. It's like, It's a good episode as well where we see Lister is a really fucking good man because he doesn't see him as this android, this inanimate object. He actually does see him as another person because, he's still doing what he's reprogrammed to do, but he's still got this innocence to him as well. And
yes, whereas Rimmer just sees somebody he can finally boss around and who will finally follow every single one of his orders.
I know.
Without fail, and wants to as well. So, Rimmer sees a dog's body. Lister sees, an actual individual being.
They're playing around.
David Ross does a good job. Sorry, what were you going to say?
They're playing around with Asimovian and Arthur C. Clarke stuff with the robotics, where this robot has this purpose is to serve. And as long as he can serve, he's happy. So these 3 women are dead for whatever reason, so long that they're just skeletons with wigs. And he's still doting on them and serving them food and talking to them because he can't conceive of an existence where he does anything but serves. So we are playing around and having some fun with basically that movie I, Robot's going to try to do the same thing and not do as good of a job as these guys do. And there's Crichton 1, certainly looking a lot more detailed than we ended up with the second Crichton, where I guess this was more of a test of how the characters
because he's got the butler, the butler suit on, hasn't he? Really well. Well,
very shiny latex PVC type.
Looks like
he's got this very armor.
He resembles Andy Kaufman from Heart Beeps, if you ever saw that. And he also, this comes a few years later, but I think they stole him for the look of the robot tough guy for Pluto Nash with Eddie Murphy. He looks almost exactly like that character. Oh, you want to see Pluto Nash, but just once, and you want to be drunk.
Yeah, I think
it's the Eddie Murphy film, isn't it? It's very bad. It's very, very bad.
It's better to think of it as a Rosario Dawson movie.
It does kind of drop a little bit of what they call it, a little bit of foreshadowing for Lister trying to help him break his programming in the later series because what his dream is as well. And we find out androids can have dreams, and it's one little moment where he isn't thinking about his programming; he's thinking about himself as if a person would, and that is just he has a garden of his own.
I thought he'd be dreaming of electric
sheep in this episode, which is something that will be lost later because you got Robert Llewellyn doing it, and it's very hard to sound Welsh and feminine. So for this episode only, he is a very effeminate kind of, I don't know, like gay-coded butler type thing.
Yeah, he's like a nanny, isn't he? He's sort of very proper
always fussing around and always trying to, being a busybody and wanting to please. And all
They're
that kind
really
of stuff.
focused on,
which makes the final turn at the end all the more funny. You know,
because he's been taking him to see fucking Rebel Without a Cause and all Easy Rider just to sort of help him see the value in actually sort of like breaking from your programming and being free and liberated. And it's and like you said, it's a good turn as well because it looks like Lister has kind of lost his battle and Rimmer has won.
Yes, exactly.
Right up until you see the picture and Rimmer's face as well. He's like,
it's so good.
Small. Yeah, he's like,
it's
he's so
good.
Small. You're like, he's so small. Thinking, you can't change an android's programming no matter how hard. But then the wool just drops from his eyes, and it's so beautiful. I mean,
it's great. But you got Rimmer going there, and as you say, he's like, well, maybe you'll learn this. There's some that give orders, and there's some that follow them. That's the nature of things, isn't that right, Christ? And he's like, yes, Mr. Rimmer, sir. And he's like, I think I've almost finished. And he just turns it around, and from then on, it's just it's very well done. Very well done.
Rimmer has gone to a place that would have been very popular in 1930s Germany, or at your interview for TCU if you're Ainsley from Landman. Going to a very controversial place indeed.
That scene, man, Jesus Christ, yeah, she really needs to read her fucking history after the shit she was saying. She watched Landman episode 1, it's fucked up.
I think what happens is she had listened to her mother's weird, like, social Darwinistic, like, musings because she's just naturally selfish, and then she, like, one day passed out and fell asleep watching with the History Channel on because I guess Cooper was watching TV that day, and it just seeped into her brain the wrong way. She woke up like a Yahtzee.
Yeah, they got meat on them and shit. And I think Matt said something as well. There was a 1960s movie about a capable butler called the Admirable Crichton. Yeah, I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised if they gained inspiration on the character from that.
They don't lampshade it too hard. They're pretty open about where their inspiration comes from. When we see Crichton, there's a little bit of data already going on in him from Star Trek TNG. And when we get with the next Crichton, sometimes I think we get to a point where he does go crazy and have a lore-like moment as well. So we do some of these great sci-fi concepts as satire. And again, it's good satire because it stands the reasoning test, a lot of it. It's slapstick. Don't ask me how they came up with this combination, but it is funny.
Well, that's it. This is an episode that deals with the ideas of artificial intelligence, of individuality, of freedom and liberty, and just frames it with a load of immature jokes. So that's what Red Dwarf did from the very start, and that's what Red Dwarf actually continues to do to this day.
They're really far ahead of themselves too, because they say it's an AI. They don't say it's an artificial intelligence. They don't say it's a super smart computer. They don't call it Brainiac. They're like, it's an AI, which is a term that must have gone like over most people's heads. I'm like, watching this in 1988 when they said AI, I'm sure I was like, is that like, a VHS tape or like, what's an AI?
Yeah, I mean, and Red Dwarf always, there's no aliens in Red Dwarf.
No, they're like lost in space that way.
There's not one alien. You've got Gelfs, you've got robots, you've got like simulants that have gone mad and stuff like that. But there's no aliens. There's no other.
Well, that's Rimmer's dream is to meet them, right? Because that's
exactly
to him. They're like God.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every time they do meet another life form, it is always some kind of something from Earth, like a genetic creation gone wrong, a genetic experiment, like the power, the polymorph, that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly. It's just it's like this just says in one of the episodes, there's nothing out there. There's no beautiful woman saying, show me this thing called kissing. It's just you, me, and a lot of smegging rocks.
Yeah.
There were beautiful women. Just missed them by a few thousand years.
Anybody who's still alive, hold your hands up.
Yeah, that is very sad though. When he's like, "What am I gonna do?" You do feel sorry for him, but
I mean, exactly. This is
so, we're gonna move on.
Isn't it?
The best comedy is mixed with sorrow.
Yeah, so we're going to move on from this episode now. Where it's a very good start to the episode. We get to meet another character that
bit rough effects-wise, I think, but like especially the bit where he goes off on the bike.
I did like the crash ship though. That's where all the money went. The crash ship looks okay.
I think I don't know if it was in the original version of the episode, because I know they did a remastered version where they added some extra stuff on, and a lot of fans didn't really like it.
Yeah, they put a load of CGI in place of some of the model shots.
I have seen the
Yeah.
CGI version
it's not.
of Red Dwarf for the first time I watched it, where I saw like the place where I go out beyond the 7-mile limit in international waters to see the shows. They have different versions. So I have seen that CGI version. They didn't do the worst job, but it's just it doesn't have the charm.
No,
Yeah, because
and it's dated
Model
really
set.
badly because it's at that age. It's like Babylon 5.
Well, Babylon
Babylon
5
5
was dated at the
CGI.
moment. You were like, you shouldn't be doing this. You should not be doing this.
Really dated.
Babylon 4 is a big pile of shit. Yes,
Get
It
out.
looks like shit, but it is a great story. The story is so good. Like after you shake off, like you see this like overly ambitious space battle scenes, like the Battle of the Line or whatever it might be, and it's like hundreds of ships, like a scale never seen on Star Trek, and you're like, with the believability level, Star Trek never flirted with either. That was some real nonsense, and it's like, let's get inside the ships and get with our characters. This is the first time I ever said, let's just watch the battle on a tactical screen. And after a while, they got it. They're like, look at the screen, sir. It's like, uh-oh.
It looks like a Wing Commander cutscene or something. It's really rough.
It's rough as hell. And Wing Commander looks better when you cut back to the game, Ooh.
Yeah.
At least you have autonomy
Next up, we've
there.
got Better Life, which is very different from the book.
This one was good. This is the video game that upgrades everything, right? And first we get
your ultimate fantasy, which again is a kind of a hollow deckish idea. You're still with us, Northern.
And we need another AI.
Not again, but we're going to move on to the next episode now with final thoughts on Crichton.
He's great, and
yes,
he needs to stay. He was the missing piece of the puzzle, and once we get the computer where it needs to be, we'll have a really complete show. But it might be the strongest episode of the season, next to the one we're going to get to soon, Queeg, which is hilarious.
Yeah, which is I know.
It might be a season high.
I'll still give it 4 Rimmer on the toilet paintings out of 4. So, and critical final thoughts on Crichton. We want to Better Than Life now, but final thoughts on Crichton anyway.
Yes, it's good. It establishes a new character. He'll change by the time we get him back with Robert Llewellyn. But it sets up another dynamic. It alters that dynamic that we had previously. You said Lister and Rimmer, and then the cat's just going all over the place. Now you've got another dynamic, another character is going to come into this, and it's going to force it apart and give you some new ideas and some new character directions you can go. So, for what it is, it's good. I don't think Crichton looks good. I think he looks fucking awful.
No,
but,
you're right.
They're going to get it right later.
Good performance, but he doesn't look great.
He actually looks like a proper robot, doesn't he? He's not just got the square face with the butler costume. He's got these bits of armor. It still looks a little cheap, but it's like it's still better, isn't it?
This is some PVC. Yeah, it's some PVC shiny nightmare. It does not look good. Even when he does his Rob Halford thing towards the end and puts all the leather on.
I love that moment. It made me laugh. Yeah, it was obviously like highly colored vinyl. You know what? Like, there's cheap funny, and then there's just too cheap. And on this one, they're just a stride over into slightly too cheap. It's not.
Yeah, I think so.
It's not good enough to be campy, which sounds crazy to say. But when you see this Crichton next to the other Crichton, you're like, Crichton 1, while acceptable, is nowhere near as humorous to behold as Crichton 2. And he presents a few questions. It's like, what are you thinking?
Yes, yeah, that's it, exactly. Yeah,
is he a hologram too? Like, is he an alien? They clear it up with the second vision of him.
Yeah, plus Crichton 2 is a little bit more smarter as well, because he delivers a lot of like exposition, is a bit more knowledgeable as well.
Yes, he becomes the tech guy.
Yeah, he's like the Morgan Freeman of the crew, isn't he? He just explains the things that needs explaining, so we know what's going on.
He does what Holly used to do when Holly becomes just a one-note character. But again, that was much better for the show, even though it might not have made for better individual episodes. Over the course of time, a computer that only wanted to be the computer served the show better. Because Rimmer and the cat are taking a bigger role than I thought they'd ever have. especially the cat.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, even the cat starts to become a little bit more of a compadre towards Lister as well, and a little bit more of an antagonist towards Rimmer because Rimmer is a smeghead.
Well,
so
Lister sort of created him, right? In their belief system that we find out about, like Lister is sort of God.
Yeah. So we're now on to episode 2, Better Than Life, and this is a banger, this episode. It really is, because this is where we start to get the introduction to the virtual reality game as well. And this is where they get mail that's been tailing them for millions of years.
3 million years.
Yep.
Yeah, they've remade
It's taken 3 million years. It
makes you wonder why they're going back to Earth anyway. It's like you might as well just set down on the nicest planet you can pass on. They're like, what's the closest, nicest M-class planet? Just go there.
I mean, that's like Lister says. He just wants to go back. He doesn't care if it's all been, taken over by, if it's like dolphins or the ants are ruling. He just wants to know.
See it,
So
I guess that makes
it's a shame we never get that as well. It's a shame.
Yeah, it is a bit of a shame that we never got to see her, apart from obviously Back to Earth.
I'm not a complete believer.
And sucked balls.
I'm not a complete believer that it's been completely cut off. I believe a play by the creators who still work together, right? Aren't they touring and talking about this? So, I have no idea. It's all about funding. Last thing I saw, they were out together talking about the show and doing like appearances together. So I wouldn't put it past them to get up enough publicity in the BBC to see a good thing and say, 90-minute episode to say goodbye is all you guys need. You can have your TV movie and just give it to them, because I think that would be perfect. Yeah, and you don't want them running around for a whole season. They'll run out of ideas.
Not from the BBC, but maybe from Dave or something like that. I would say just one more.
Crowdfunding now,
even if they do it as
exactly,
a play,
crowdfund the wanker. Yeah.
Even if they do it as a live stage production and add in stuff later, someone else will take it and enhance it, and then we'll get an improved version. I think they have one more chapter left in them. I'm not a believer that it's totally over, but if it is, it is.
Well, obviously the series ends in the books with More Human, I think it's called, the last book. That ends the whole series.
Do the books exist before the show, or are they parallel?
They're more or less parallel. I mean, the last one came out like season 5, 6 time, so there's not been a book for a long time. But there's basically 4 books. They write 2 of them together, and then they split up and do one more each without contradicting each other. And the last book wraps up the entire story with Lister, everything. It's all done. So if you want a full story of Red Dwarf, read those books. But those books are before the series end, or later seasons. So just don't expect anything from, I think it's like season 4, 5 onwards. Don't expect anything beyond that in those books.
So story, but their
production changed a lot as well, because it begins with Lister on Earth, and he's old, and he's now reverse aging as well. It really does go a lot different. Better Than Life in the book is so much more bigger and grander, and
it's brutal as well, because they've been in it for so long that their bodies are all atrophied, and it was going to kill them.
It is horrifying to read a little bit. Really
it's brutal, man. It's really brutal. It reads like a horror story. They were literally going to die if they didn't get out of Better Than Life.
I know. But this is a really fucking banger of an episode. I mean, after we learn a bit more about Rimmer and why he is the way he is, and this is like, it all makes fucking sense why he is the way he is. Yeah. His dad was a nut job. He used to stab his kids if they didn't get any military questions right, if they didn't grow an inch, back on the ranks, shit like that.
He had Napoleonic syndrome.
His dad was a bitter asshole.
He had
as well.
Napoleonic syndrome or whatever it's called, where he was too short to make the space service.
Too short.
And so he stretches his children. What did he say? My brother was 6'5" by the time he was in the 7th grade.
I love Napoleon in this, because you've got Napoleon, Rim's all excited, storms up to, I'll get your autograph, and then he's got obviously one arm, and he takes the other arm out to sign the autograph, showing very early on that even what Rimmer wants, his brain won't let him have. This isn't Napoleon, because he's got 2 arms.
And also,
he's his own worst enemy.
He also says he's his favorite fascist dictator, and I'm like, that particular philosophy does not arise for another 130 years. You freaking idiot!
Yeah, it's for my sister. We call her Arnie.
We call her, yeah.
I mean, he finally gets to Von Magruder, and it goes wrong as well. She has like 50 fucking kids straight away, and it's like stressful. Even his dad doesn't tell him all the very thing he wants him to say. Well done, he says. You're a total smeghead.
Because in one of the mail bits, doesn't it say like Rimmer owes a lot of tax?
Yeah,
that's why you can imagine a tax man coming up.
Yeah, the tax man's going to break his thumbs if he doesn't fucking pay. And it's like, and even Lister and Cat are willing to pay it just to save him. And Rimmer accidentally wishes it all away because he's so fucking inferior. He's so mentally inferior. He is.
Well, this is it. I mean, the thing is, he's loving it at first because he's got the Bentley, gets laid with Yvonne Magruder. It's all fine. They're in the restaurant, and then as soon as he goes to the captain's table, it all starts going horribly wrong. Obviously, first of all, the cat interfering with his fantasy, but after that, Rimmer's just his neurosis wins, and it won't let him be happy.
I know, and it does sort of delve into a bit more of the characters as well. With mostly just Rimmer as well. It's mostly a Rimmer episode. I mean, this is a
Rimmer episode. You get a lot of backstory about him, a lot of the reasoning about why he is the way he is. Done in the most hilarious way. I mean, your father is dad.
All the best Rimmer episodes.
His mum can't fucking spell. She's like.
All the best Rimmer episodes lure you into a moment where you feel bad for him, and then the episode's disposition changes to, but he deserves this, and they bring you with it, and you take a small emotional comedic journey to which, like, for a moment you tinge with a touch of sadness for this character, and then the show totally changes its disposition, and it's like, nope, we're gonna kick this character right in the ass, and we're gonna put a kick me sign on him so that other people can do it too, and the actor is up for it.
In some series, it always feels cruel when you have a butt of the joke all the time. It feels cruel. It never felt cruel in Red Dwarf.
There's a tiny amount of learning.
Like Rimmer was mistreated.
There's a tiny amount of learning at the end for Rimmer too. Not changing, not game changing by any long stretch. Maybe over the series, but not in any one episode. Teeny tiny shreds of growth and dignity. These people were big on cause and effect, and I think that they were very, reflective when they wrote their next episode on what they were trying to build on. I haven't seen this many comedies that were so well constructed. They do not seem to be sacrificing the integrity of what these characters to be for another joke. They wrote funny enough characters. They don't have to. They don't have to make Rimmer a genius for 5 seconds to pull off a joke and then run away from it. And boy, I'm glad the real Marilyn Monroe didn't look like that.
Yeah. There's a director's cut of this episode with a few extra scenes actually. But do you remember the golfing bit where they're trying to golf?
Yeah. Yes. She's like trying to get the cat back into bed. And
Lister's got a very unique golf pose. That's because Craig Charles told them that he could golf, and he'd never golfed before in his life.
It was great.
Watch the Smeg Ups video. There's a Smeg Up. Yeah, exactly. There's a Smeg Ups video of him missing the ball about 14 times.
Yeah, I thought it was a great shot. He nails it, and the guy comes striding. The guy is walking in full stride when Dave nails the shot. They must have done it over and over, but then their comedic delivery is perfect. But I guess now we have to think about how much was riding on it because, he does the shot and starts delivering the dialogue, and then they cut.
Craig Charles had no idea what he's doing. He's never played golf in his life.
It made for a hilarious golf scene. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who haven't seen what he does, is he gets down like on his limbo pose, baseball kind of stance, and he addresses the golf ball the way one would go up to home plate in baseball. And he takes a baseball swing at this golf ball, and he manages to hit it.
Lots of takes. Lots and lots of takes.
It is legit funny when we get it right, though. It was a legitimately funny moment. You don't need to know anything else. You could drop this moment into anything, and you would laugh.
Mm-hmm. And you got Tony Hawk's here, the voice of the toaster, before Dave Ross takes over.
This is up there with the Honeymooners as far as hot takes on funny golf.
Yeah, I mean, It's a great episode. We've lost Norman again. He'll be back in a minute. Yeah, I mean, Better Than Life is again, it's just great. It mixes the pathos of Rimmer's father passing and, you know, giving us the reasoning behind why Rimmer is what he's like, while again mixing it in with loads of just kind of puerile jokes and stuff like that. It just, I mean, Red Dwarf just manages this. It manages to not be the lowest denominator puerile comedy by virtue of the fact that it is adding real science fiction concepts into it and some actual character development. And yeah, Tony Hawk's obviously gets an amazing moment in Backwards, which we'll get to next
yeah,
time.
he's in nearly everything, Tony Hawk's. He's even in episode 4 with the waxwork model. He plays Julius Caesar. He's great in this. I mean,
talented bloke.
Really is very, very funny, very funny. And yeah, we can call him the fifth Red Dwarfer because he's practically in it just as much as the other crow is, even if you don't always see it. But once again, great episode as well with a really good character.
A little bit more superficial and light-hearted than the book. Yeah, but I totally get why.
Yeah, it's a great Rimmer episode as well. It really does delve into just how inferior Rimmer is in his own mind. Like he's his own worst enemy. He cannot help it. Even when he tries to have a little bit of happiness, he somehow has to fuck it up.
Self-loathing and self-loathing and neurosis is.
Admiral Teague, yes, Admiral Teague. Thank you for $5 super chats. Thank you very much, Admiral Teague. There.
Yeah.
Another
great episode. Great episode.
Yeah.
There's nothing. No notes.
It was another great episode. It's pretty funny. What are you gonna do? Like I said again, the satirical knife cuts both ways, but there's just enough, tangible stuff going on in this episode to make it really funny. I love it, and the comic golf, even if it only had that, it's a success. But the rest of it was very funny too.
I know. I just love this episode just for the way it delves into Rimmer and. Anytime a show makes you understand why a character is the way it is and still be fucking funny while also making you feel sorry for that character, is all right in my book. So yeah,
if you can invoke the death of a parent and still make people laugh, you're pretty good. Because
exactly.
we have seen this, say, in Disney Star Wars and the MCU, where they invoke the death of a parent, and God knows they could give a shit about killing off a parent in those worlds, and it just makes the female heroine Shiro like that much stronger. Like when we see her dad be a loser and get killed, we've seen that trope over and over. And we're seeing it maybe with at least in proper comedic form.
And he died in his Jeep.
Yeah. And also, what does it say about Holly that it's 3 million years between moves? You don't know if the other AI is still turned on.
Playing chess, that guy, isn't he?
It's like the entire communication is like, hello, I got your communication. It was nice to say I was smart. Pawn to pawn 3. That's the small W one in front, just now. It's talking about how he it's an idiot. It's like, well, I suppose I best sign off now. And it's so Britishy from like an outside perspective. It's like almost like an American wrote that exchange. It's like they're so ridiculously British in their exchange, and then Holly's like, well, I like to get my hands on that intellect, just it's like you got absolutely nothing of worth or value from the other AI at all. They said one chess move, you could have asked it anything. So their computer's an idiot too.
Yeah. I wonder if he went as well.
I should turn this thing off then.
Yeah.
Gerald, if memory serves, the name of the ship was.
Yeah, we will get
F. Scott Fitzgerald. Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So next up is Thanks for the Memories, and yeah, this is another good one where they're celebrating Rimmer's death.
This might be my favourite of the series, actually. Yeah. In all honesty.
I'll give credit as well, even though they don't really like him. They're still willing to sort of give him a nice little, birthday bash or death day bash, and it's actually kind of sweet. And Rimmer really does open up to Lister here as well. He's drunk as fuck, but he's kind of talking to him like he's his friend. You know, he's like, he can tell him anything, and Lister's like, please stop, because do not say how many people you have slept with. And then he just goes, once, and Lister's like, Smeg.
Yeah. What I love about this is it's a really cool little mystery episode where, you know, the storytelling is done out of sync, out of what the normal narrative would be, and it makes it into a little mystery episode, and it's really well done as well. Plus, you've got the triple Friday chili chutney sandwich.
Yeah, I want to eat that sandwich. I
was hungry when they talked about it.
I feel like I'm having a baby.
Yeah. And it's really sweet as well. They give him the memories of his girlfriend, but at the same time, it's kind of this is not going to go. By
memories of his girlfriend, ladies and gentlemen, what we mean is Rimmer has like limited memories of his very limited life anyway. He's a hologram of a person who might as well have been a hologram. And so Dave thinks he's doing the right thing, and he's trying to. Well, we spend the episode with a couple of mysteries that don't add up, and we track a giant's footsteps to a tombstone with like a black box recorder in it.
Yeah, the mystery part of it is so good.
And there's an upload in there, and one thing leads to another, and what you would think was that he excised the memory from his own mind and gave it to Rimmer, but what it is they now have a shared memory, and what it is this is something that only happened to Lister, but he is able to VCR record it, think the movie Strange Days here, and upload it to the hologram of Lister, and they have now a shared memory where Rimmer was now like, he didn't just have one awkward night of sex. He was in love. He had a girlfriend. It was like a summer fling. It was like maybe not the greatest thing ever, but it was thousands of times in magnitude Rimmer had in real life. And when we say we gave him the memory of his girlfriend, he doesn't possess the memories of the ex-girlfriend. He remembers the ex-girlfriend as though he himself had dated this Lisa Yates girl.
Yeah, he feels the same emotions Lister had as well with this.
But we deep fake it a little.
Does make it more painful. Yeah, and it does make it more painful when he finds out the truth. It is kind of funny how first he thinks she was having an affair with Lister as well. She was like, turned out she went to the same hotel we went to on that same day, and I made love 6 times, 12 times a night. What's the matter with a woman? She's sex man.
It's a good thing you were there. I never would have survived. Yeah, it's really well done. I really liked it. Even down to when they both wake up and they've both got broken legs, kind of thing, you know.
Yeah, and Rimmer's thinking it's this is how they communicate, don't they? Like they break it below the knee, low, because it hurts like hell. So hello. The cat's like, I wouldn't want to be around when one of these suckers is making a speech.
Yeah, it's great. I really like it.
You on, man. I'm trying to get you on. It's not letting me add you on. The whole thing's black, Admiral. It has. It's gone black. Oh,
StreamYard's being a dick. It's being a Rimmer. StreamYard is being a snakehead.
Yeah, and you know what? I have not fucking put up the Internet Movie Database because I think I might have been causing it wrong my end. Why am I?
Okay. Well, I mean, I've got access to that. If you want anything, I'll find big dude. It's not a problem. Got it all here.
Yeah. It's like, I think it uses a lot of bandwidth. Enzo's had problems with this before, but but like you said, the mystery is good, and then you see, and I just love how they still remember what fucking Rimmer said about how many people he's made love, and they just sort of like and Cat's like doing it behind his back. He's more and he's like,
that many. I just love that you got Rimmer. He wakes up and he's going.
Everything
and then just like, slowly comes over.
You love Rimmer. We love Rimmer. He's such a dick, but you feel sorry for him. You still got a laugh at him as well.
Yeah, he's a complete smeghead, but he's very likable. Chris Barry was just, I don't know if he gets enough credit for the work he did with that character. It was really amazing.
I know, I mean, the
Yeah.
chemistry between these two is so good as well. And I just like how when the way Rimmer describes Lister gets, it kind of hits something. It kind of hits a nerve with Lister as well. Like,
yeah, absolutely,
maybe
yeah.
didn't appreciate her enough, and it turns out Rimmer seems to have appreciated
wanted
it
to
a
play
lot more than
wanted to play the field. Yeah, starts to make Lister realise what he gave up because she was such an amazing woman.
I know, and it's like he says at the end when Rimmer finds out, is like, you love them more than I could ever. She's yours now. Because, you know, you appreciate them more than I ever could. And it's
kind of really good episode, man.
It is. It's
no notes. Plus, it's got the tongue-tied song, which is mental because Danny John Jules is a professional dancer, so he knew what the fuck he was doing. Whereas Craig Charles and Chris Barry are definitely not professional dancers and look very uncomfortable.
No.
But yeah, great episode.
So
great
thanks
episode.
for the memories. And next up, I think it's Stasis League. Is it Stasis League? Yes, it is. I like this one. I actually like this one because it kind of gives it a little bit of hope for Lister getting with Chikansky, even though he kind of turns into a bit of a dick later on. But you got some good little play on with past Lister, going past Rimmer, talking with
again, doing something that Star Trek would do later with this kind of like almost like time travel, I suppose, with your past selves and interacting with each other and all that kind of stuff. Like, you know, you've got the bit where you've got Rimmer walks down the corridor, he's like, "Excuse me," you don't realise it at the start. I certainly didn't notice it, and then later it comes in.
It's very subtle as well.
You get it that way. So again, yeah, great. It's got a few rough spots, Stasis League, but it is great. I love the bit where.
Hey, I'm sorry.
Go.
I don't know where you lost me.
Right, final thoughts on Thanks
for
the Memories. Move back.
You know what? They were ahead of their time again. They deep fake the memory a little bit. When they go in and take the memory out of Dave, he cooks it a little bit. He changes her just a little bit to make her slightly unique, if you remember. And then he inserts the point of view and memories and re-renders it, so to speak, as though it was Dave's first-hand experience. So when we hear a speaking voice, what you hear is Rimmer's voice rather than Lister's voice. So in a sense, we deep fake it to customize it. We reverse Truman's World it for him. I don't know how else to put it. So I found that part to be fun and interesting. And that was only like a 1 minute long sort of departure of the episode, but it just shows that we have these very intellectually strong comedic ideas, and you know, that we get the humor out of it. That's so, it is really well done humor. The fact that when you think about it for a moment, it holds up to not just initial, but relatively, it's going to fall apart under strong analysis, but it holds up to like moderate analysis. Like, this is well thought out comedy. You can think about it for a little while. It was
compared
well
to the
done.
writing we get these days in modern mainstream movies, Predator Badlands. I'm looking at you.
I won't be watching.
This is fucking amazing writing.
I couldn't watch. I'm afraid for Fallout too, but we'll find out about that one.
Yeah, I mean, the first one still had its flaws, but I still enjoyed it. But I think they're going to go full on walk with the second series. I hope not, because I really do like it.
They locked themselves in a bunch of ways at the end in that final episode where they threw maybe a little too much at us. It did make you want to see season 2, but not in like the way I think they wanted you to. It's like, how are they going to unfuck this freak show?
Yes. I mean, the thing about Fallout, just very quickly, is I just kind of felt like it was an oasis in like a sea of shit, and the oasis was made of piss. But when you like, and that's all you've got, you kind of like, yeah, this is all right. There was some Fallout that made me cringe hard, but I like Lucy, I like the Ghoul. I thought there's some good characters in there, some good work. But yeah,
it was vestigially woke, but not instructionally
woke.
I mean, it's the best way to put it. We had too many strong women.
Episode was where I went out of patience with it, because all of what I thought throughout the series all came true in that last episode. And I was like, oh, of course it's a white guy's fault. Of course the woman being the bad guy is actually the fault of the white guy. And I was like, fuck's sake.
Well, I mean,
You just
as a
do
white
something
guy myself,
different.
I just want to say, don't sell us short. We will fuck your world up. I mean, we've done it. Ask Princess Leia what one white man with a motivated idea can do to your world. All right, so
It's getting so tired now. It really is. You know, anytime a woman is a bad person, it's because of a white dude.
I know she does some fucked up things as well. She kills innocent people, and
yeah, totally. But
she keeps her fucking mum alive as well. Yeah, she keeps her mum alive as a fucking feral ghoul as well. I was like, what the fuck?
I want to see the Righteous Buddy movie where it's two men avenging the wrongs of like a matriarchy of horrible women.
Yeah.
Give them a full moral pass and like a machine gunning down everybody.
So Red Dwarf stasis leak. So yeah, the crew found a stasis leak. They could go back in time to a certain. I think it's like a few weeks.
It's 3 weeks
before Lister goes into a stasis. So yeah, and obviously Lister wants to bring back Chikansky because he can only bring back one person with the stasis. But Rimov obviously wants to try and make sure that he doesn't turn into a hologram.
I found myself pondering the rules of this one because once they said how they could bring the first person back, I'm like, you know, you could then just go back and do that again because moments later you'll walk over. From your perspective, moments later you'll walk over to the cryostasis chamber and they'll be there. You pull them out, you go back 1 moment earlier, you grab someone else, and you can, you know, by using that method, pull everyone into the future. You have a chance to unextinct the human race, but they're too dumb to do it. They just want to bring back.
I think there's a limited amount of cryo chambers for one thing, but yeah,
it's all about the stasis time portal.
It's the Back to the Future idea, isn't it? You know, you can go back and change history.
I don't know how the science of a leaky stasis thing works to travel back in time, but you kind of go along with it, though, don't you? Because hey, it's science fiction.
I've seen Dumber.
Yeah, I was going to say I've seen Dumber. I've seen Dumber in Star Trek.
And we've seen almost as dumb in like Voyager. There was a couple of time travel things there in Voyager where we were like,
well, time travel is always kind of, you kind of got to suspend your belief in time travel anyway. I mean, you get some that are smart, some that are very dumb. I think something like 12 Monkeys is very smart. You can't really change the future. All you can do is just find the source of what caused this to happen, and we can find a cure and rebuild humanity.
And Rimmer's like, I mean, Rimmer, bless him, he's the worst person to go back and try and explain this stuff. Like Gavin says, I would have warned you'd be dead in 3 million years, you know?
No. Oh, really? What am I supposed to give up? White bread? More roughage?
You know.
Real quick on time travel, if I may. You know what the best time travel story is, believe it or not? It's Terminator 2. Because we explode into the year that the movie takes place in a ball of fire, unexplained. We say we can travel time, and like, okay, yeah, we know this from the last movie. We just move on from it, and in the last movie, all we did was say we could travel time. And like, well, we see the proof, we believe it. So we never explain it, and that is the perfect time travel movie because this is the rule. And I don't think anyone would like the more you think about it, the more it holds up. Movies with time travel, fine. Movies about time travel, they implode every time, and it's actually such a sticky writing device that as much as we hate the multiverse, we owe the multiverse to them not wanting to explain time travel. The multiverse is super lazy time travel without rules.
Exactly. I mean, the thing with time travel is it all falls apart because technically with time travel you could do it infinite times. As you say, why not just keep sending?
That's why I'm saying they could rescue everyone, or in a time travel scenario where you're in a fight where you're outnumbered, you could send yourself back 5 different times to back yourself up.
But I mean, the idea of fixed loops and all that kind of thing is not something you're going to be able to get into a 25.
I knew someone who did a whole freaking channel where all they did was talk about the grandfather principle and that nonsense all day long. It just comes down to if your time travel is magical bullshit that you can gloss over that enables the story, people will accept it. But if you get hung up
Yep.
in telling the story of time travel, I'm talking to you,
Yep.
Terminator Legion, and all the other failed movies about the nuts and bolts of time travel and trying to talk about the implications and ironic rug pulls. It sucks.
Yeah.
Throwing someone from the future to the past is cool, but
Yeah.
it kind of almost ends with that.
You do need to just leave time travel as magic at some level. You know, just
You
leave it
can't
there.
over-explain it. It's a tachyon pulse.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
Everything
So
has
do
a
it.
reversing the polarity. It's fine.
We mastered the tachyon. It was like splitting the atom. It was just like it was like breaking the light barrier. We broke breaking the sound barrier. We broke the time barrier. When we cracked the tachyon ion, the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I did hear something about time travel, like you can go into the past, but in real life you might not be able to go into the future because it's not happened yet.
I think
But
time
I don't know
travel
this
to
stuff.
the
I mean,
future,
I don't know if it's to do with I don't know, the relativity theory is
something like
debunks
that. Like it's been
I mean,
mathematically
obviously, as soon as you travel
allegedly.
back in time, the idea is because if you've got the infinite dimensions concept where every single decision you make creates a new reality, so that there's a reality where, for example, I did not bring a beer with me, then yeah, I mean, time travel will create infinite new realities and possibilities because every time you go back, you're changing something. But like Teague says, I think, or the Admiral, I should say,
I answered it either.
as the Admiral says, I do believe that we should potentially, sort of not get too hung up in the weeds on time travel because the second you do, it starts to fall apart.
And we will move on to a little bit more of the episode as well. Because
Anything more than the edge of a butterfly effect, and you just swamp your movie.
And I love the moment we got Rimmer and Peterson in this because obviously Rimmer's not seen Peterson in months and months and months potentially.
You mean Lister? Yeah, and he
gives Lister. Sorry, not seen Peterson. And he's really happy to see him. And Peterson's trying to chat up these two birds.
Yeah, and the girls he's trying to pull think they might be gay as well.
I think they might be gay, yeah. Peterson! Give me a kiss, you big old smegger. He's just a friend. No, Peterson, I'll come to your room and I'll see you. Lister, you die for this.
I know. He's so glad to see his friend, and he's just kind of pissed his friend off as well.
It's great, yeah.
And seeing the cat just go nuts over that woman's fair scarf. What was it? Oh, what do they fucking call them? It's like something they just wrap around them, isn't it? These dead animal things, posh.
Oh, like the throw.
It's called a stole.
A stole, is it? Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, Gavin, Lister hasn't seen Peterson for millions of years. From Lister's perspective, it's probably months, though, isn't he? Because as soon as he goes into stasis, that's it. He's out. So,
right.
I mean, from his perspective,
like
it's not been that long. But yeah, he's not seen him in long enough to certainly be very excited about seeing him. Meanwhile, the cat turns up and he's seeing real live women for the first time.
Yeah, no, it makes me want to do something, but I don't know what it is. Whatever it is, I want to allow it.
Yeah, it makes you wonder how one individual cat gave rise to a race of cats, but
I know there's a lot.
We'll figure it out later. I love when we see the cat clerics.
Way down the line, is pretty inbred.
Way down the line, they just really stick their thumb in the eye of T.S. Eliot, and we see the cat cleric and the cat belief system, and it's hilarious. It's hilarious.
And that comes back in the very last Red Dwarf that we ever got for the Promised Land.
Yeah, Promised Land.
Nice.
And there's a Futurama again where he has his own civilization, where Bender has his civilization living on his chest. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh yes, and the self-propelled suitcase, the suitcase that bumps into the woman with the bumps into Lister and Cat while they're at the hotel room before Cat rips off the stole and starts stamping on it.
Yeah, and he thinks it's an animal attacking this woman. It's like
yeah.
These lady attacking days are over.
Yeah, there's some great moments, and then obviously eventually they end up at the hotel, and Lister finds out that Kachansky actually married him. Which,
yeah, no, it's like it's 10 years into the future, which never seems to fucking happen later on. Sadly, it never really gets touched on again.
No, this was a reality that never actually came to be, unfortunately.
But future Lister was convincing looking as someone who was not quite the same Lister, though. I don't know how they pull it off, or if it was.
And his attitude has changed a bit as well. He's a bit more of a dick as well, but it's like. He seems cut
Well, he's
up about
got
it,
everything
doesn't
he wanted, right?
Yeah, exactly. He's
He's
kind of
smug
like
and full of himself.
yeah, I mean, Lister is that kind of a character, certainly, but he's been humbled by his experiences a little bit, isn't he? You know, he lost Kachansky and all that kind of stuff. So I think from that perspective, that, you know, the difference, and also if they're both the same, then it's just one Lister with a beard and one Lister without. So, you know, I kind of get it.
Yeah. I know, because it's kind of weird. I mean, he seems real cut up about it as well. But it's like, yeah, you still got Chikansky though.
Mm.
I mean, all right, you turn to a bit of an asshole, which was kind of weird though, because Lister always seems to be a bit of a humble guy, you know, a bit of a straight up dude you do want to hang out with. I don't think something like that would though. So it does kind of lower the episode a little bit, but I still think it's okay. But so yeah, that's my final thoughts. It's an okay episode.
Yeah, this is the weakest for me. This is the weakest one of the series.
Yeah,
yeah.
They don't do anything with it, and it would have been cool as well to go back 10 years. But then again, I think it probably was for the better because we do get a really shitload of good episodes, a few good series after this.
Yeah, I mean, Red Dwarf's just not that kind of show, is it? At the end of the day, but this one stumbles in a few places. This one we get like a 3.5 out of 5.
It does almost loosely reboot, retcon a lot of things from the first two series, doesn't it? Like Lister did go out with Chikansky, but she dumped him, and he was all heartbroken, but still wants to get back with her, which I kind of didn't like. I always preferred it when Lister has that can never gain that closure.
Yeah, it's like the unrequited love type thing, isn't it? So,
well, it's an AI. Maybe it's hallucinating, like when you ask Grok a question and it tells you that you're the smartest person in the world, and you're like, this can't be true.
So, yeah, final thoughts, Admiral Teague, on Stasis Leak before we move on.
I thought it was really funny. They played around with the trope of time travel. They did it well. They messed around with it a couple of times. This is a funny episode. Like you said, there's a couple of things here and there that they invoke that are a little heavy, and there might be a moment or two where the episode drags just a little bit. So maybe it's not the best episode of this particular season, but still a really good episode and fun. I like it.
Yeah, and I do like the little bit more of context between the animosity between Rimmer and Captain Hollister, and
the bit where he's got
the chicken soup.
Because isn't this the one where Rimmer and Lister are in Hollister's office, and it's with the mushrooms.
Yeah.
And, like Rimmer's giving this great big report, and then Hollister's like, yeah, I can see where this is going. Just 2 weeks PD, and then Rimmer ends up insulting Hollister and getting loads more than that kind of thing, So, and then you get the hallucination bit, and that for me, that was the better part of the show. As you say, when it gets to the hotel, I think it kind of like,
I know, and Rimmer's really fucking made it worse as well by ripping up a picture of his wife, saying, "I didn't know his wife had all this publicity stuff on Planet of the Apes." It's like, Jesus Christ! No wonder you got the worst punishment, you smeghead.
Well, I will say this though: it is sort of established in most comedies of this tone, like sort of slapstick in tone, that when you see your future self, it's always a worse and more flawed, immature version of yourself that is, to be avoided. That's kind of solid comic ground. We've seen it before.
Yeah,
never.
Thank you for the 2 New Zealand dollars, RTNZ. If you want to come on for a little bit, I'll send you the link. I don't know if you're busy or not. So yeah, we'll move on from Stasis Leak now, and the episode that you've all been waiting to talk about. It's Queeg, and this is a fucking banger. Queeg is awesome. It's like, that's right, sucker. You better run that. You better do the 10-mile run, or I'll bust your ass.
One thing I want to say about this is in the lead up to this episode, where they're going down to the holographic unit, and you've got that bit where Rimmer gets all affected and starts doing those accents, those impressions.
Yeah, I know there's like a big problem, isn't there? It's like,
and he does one of Brannigan, the ship psychiatrist. Oh, the shuttles were late, you see. And then, they're so good. They're so good. They're wonderful.
I love how fucking
if you watch,
he does a shit job warning them as well, because he's
if you watch Series 8 of Red Dwarf, the ship psychiatrist is that. When he's speaking to Crichton, before he gets him assigned as a woman. that is that character that the rumor did. That's how far they carried that through from series 2 to series 8. They came back.
They're really
sure
good with stuff like that. They're really good with bringing people back.
So great work there. But yeah, obviously, as you say, Holly is crap at giving directions. Lister almost gets killed, and they decide they've had enough of Holly, and they can get rid of Holly and upgrade to something newer, something better.
Yeah, and the turnout, he's a lot more harsher as well. He's going to make them work for their bloody money because they've been slacking off for so long. And eventually,
it's the whole be careful what you wish for thing, isn't it?
I know, and they realised they had it better with Holly as well because he's kind of become one of them. He's one of the crew now. He's not just this computer. So he decides to go high noon on Queeg with a game of chess.
Yeah.
And it's looking like he may lose, and they're going to be in hell for a long, long time. But it is a very good episode as well. It's very touching, the relationship they have with Holly, even though they are a little bit frustrated with him and his computer senility.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. This is a Holly episode through and through. This is a Holly episode.
And Holly is a bastard as well. I mean, he really fucking shows him. He teaches them a lesson.
He does.
Pea on toast, like Gavin Blackburn said. One pea. It's like, for someone that's computer senile, he is one ruthless bastard.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And the thing is, like, Holly's directive, and he says, like, this comes back in season 8. Holly says his job is to keep Dave Lister sane. That's his entire job. So all of this stuff he does is, sort of entertainment for Dave, to try and keep him from going completely space crazy. So, there's so many great moments in this one. I love it. You've got the pea on toast. You've got Rimmer being forced to run around the
you've got the cat
passing out after the first 500 yards.
Yeah, you got the cat forced to do fucking manual work.
Yeah,
you guys, you know, Queeg was typecast, right? He was already on set. Queeg was already a member of the production. He was the dance director who taught the cat how to do the movements and work with him. Queeg was a professional dancer and choreographer who has a few other credits as a dancer. He danced and choreographed things. He wasn't actually an actor. What it was when he would instruct the guy who played the cat on how to do it, they sort of started to get the Queeg character off of the way he related
got kind of
like
a drill sergeant type thing going on there, haven't you?
That's why they insisted that he played the part. They're like, look, we created this character. It's you. You've got to play it. And he's like, I don't know if I find that quite a compliment or whatever. And I love that they gave him an American accent to make him that much more crass.
Yeah, he's kind of got that Louis Gossett Jr. kind of vibe going
on. It's great.
Yeah, the name escapes me for a second, but it came back, and it's so good. It really is. I mean, the game with I just love how he's like, his IQ, he's got a 6 in it, but it's not 6,000. It's like, what is it then? 6. And the thing is, he kind of wraps himself out.
He's been going around in circles for the last 2 years. Yeah. What?
He kind of wraps himself out as well.
From the Junior Encyclopedia of Space.
Yeah, he wraps himself out. It's like, he's actually fucking doing that shit as well, even though it's like saying, he keeps saying that.
I'll tell you, that was the greatest moment where they're testing Holly to see if he can come back. And they're like, what's the closest planet to the sun? He goes, because he's asking like really complicated stuff. So, you want me to prove it? It's like, ask him something easy. Like, what's the closest planet to the sun? It's like you see it come up in front of his face on the screen. I fucking lost it, man. Yeah, Charles Auger, rest in peace. Yeah, rest in peace.
It kind of puts into context that they have been flying around in circles for 6 months. They have. They have.
He died very recently. Six months ago or so. Yeah, no, brilliant moment. Loved it. It's just
shit. Yeah. Remember hearing
about the last time we talked about this show had been like within a few weeks of it. Yeah, I think we talked about it then. R.I.P. to a. You know what? We needed the computer to melt down and have this Queeg character appear again, or have another ship with Queeg.
It would have been nice to see Queeg again. Yeah, it would have been nice to see.
Too funny.
It would be nice to see like Holly just malfunction and just turn into Queeg, like an alternate personality, and make the ships. The crew's life's hell again. That would have been very interesting.
Maybe the actor came back to America.
Antagonist, like maybe Q in Star Trek, because he's always
exactly,
isn't he?
Yeah. But yeah, I mean,
I
this
thought
is
that's what
great episode.
Queeg was a parody of. I thought he was a parody of Q. And
Uh,
Trelane.
Q's kind of playful, isn't he? Even
Yeah.
though he's a bit of a dick, but while Queeg is just dead serious, isn't he? He's just this
yeah,
really
Queeg's very authoritarian and kind of like stern and strict. Not like
Well,
Q would be.
he can totally control Rimmer, and he's having fun doing that. And he's trying to get over on Lister with the bombast, and it's a complete performance by the actor, but the character is fun and funny. And I really do feel like characters like Star Trek's Trelane and Star Trek's Q.
Trelane, I kind of get a bit more Q. I mean, John Delancey just made that role his own, so yeah.
We hadn't gotten more than one Q episode by the time this had come out. So
no, Q who hadn't happened yet.
Slightly informed by the Q, but this was mostly Trelane. We got an almost all-powerful being within the context of Holly and Lister and Rimmer. It's all-powerful, but Dave has a little bit of agency. But as we found out with someone as dumb as Dave, a little bit of agency can be a terrible thing.
Yeah. No, and as Shout says, you've got the mutiny reference. I'll see you swinging from the yard arm for this day's work or something like that.
I think he does say that. Yeah.
Whoa! Wait. Lance had Danny John.
I missed that one.
Danny John Jules on one of his streams. I don't think I've seen that one. Jesus Christ!
No,
I'll have to ask Lance about that one.
Damn.
He knows everybody.
I know. It's like Christ.
I know whose Rolodex I'm gonna hack next.
I will ask Lance when I see him because that is pretty cool. I mean,
Mr. Jules, you're invited on my show right now.
Yeah. Fucking hell. I will tell Lance if you can send Danny John Jules these streams. I would love to hear his thoughts on it. On them.
We also invite William Shatner.
I would love to see that from him. Yes.
God, that would be legend.
Yeah, so the K Mutiny with Humphrey Bogart and Admiral Queeg. So yeah.
Yeah, that's the inspiration on the name. Although, if you remember, Captain Queeg was mean and he was militaristic, but he was also a coward and he was also incompetent. Queeg, on the other hand, is puppeteering everything quite well until Hal takes control back.
Well, this is it. I mean, the whole idea is it is Holly, and Holly's like, look, I could be like this. I could be Queeg, but you don't want that, and that's what I've just shown you.
Yeah,
be happy with what you've got, because basically, I'm fantastic.
And it's a very emotional goodbye to fucking Holly as well.
That was great, mate. I love the bit where he's coming back. He's coming back to save them, and he's traveling down his little monitor on a trolley.
Yeah, while High Noon fucking plays.
It's so good, man.
It really is. I mean, they really play up the drama of it as well. They play up the heartbreak that Holly's gonna die. And, sad music play, but then he just comes back and he's like, "We're talking April Fools," and I think we're talking Wees of the Week. We're talking Jape of the Century. April, May, June, July, and August Fools. It's so good.
Yeah, it's brilliant. I loved it. I seriously it's one of the best jokes.
It is as well. It makes you feel scared. It makes you feel worried for the crew while also laughing your asses off at their misfortune. And seeing
it's just such a great dimension for Holly. Just a great dimension for Holly.
Yeah.
You know?
And we get to see Chris Barry do some impressions as well because he does a fucking good listener. He really does.
Well, that's what I'm saying. At the start, he does that psychiatrist, and if you go and watch season 8, he plays it more or less like the impressions. It's quite impressive.
Yeah. I know. So I think we've already said our final thoughts, have we? Moti, did you say your final thoughts?
Yeah, I'm good. A strong episode, funny villain, and more great comedy. Another half hour of fantastic television.
Very very focused plot compared to the others. Set on the ship, just around this other computer character. Very basic in comparison, but the delivery and the execution of everything in this episode is brilliant. There's not one.
The only thing that was missing was maybe our hero talking the computer to death like Captain Kirk, but then we couldn't have Holly come back. So I did feel like there was like a couple of Star Trek things being riffed on here, and I enjoyed that.
The first time Patrick Stewart saw Star Trek, he phoned up his lawyer to sue him. The first time Patrick Stewart saw Red Dwarf, he thought they were doing
exactly the kind of thing that Patrick Stewart we've come to know would do. Yeah. We thought he was this good actor, he still is, but we thought he was also this cool guy who had things in common with Picard. He's so much of a better actor than we ever imagined. Picard is this amazing person, and Patrick Stewart is this small, stupid, petty, angry persona. Every time we encounter him, he's like, after I pay myself a compliment, I'm going to offhandedly put down all of my fans. And I can't take him anymore.
Yeah, no, they've all out. All the next generation fucking actors have really fucked their fans up.
I think that's just what makes us love Shatner even more, Shatner's just like, I'm William Shatner, I don't need to do anything else.
I know. Shatner's supposed to be an asshole. He's supposed to be the asshole, and he's the one who's showing more common sense towards his fans than everyone else is.
What I love is that he is supposed to be this asshole, but then what you're saying is coming into it, Northern English, that he's a little more based. Like, maybe he's not an asshole, maybe he's just true to himself. And then we get these next generation reunions where we get like the entire cast of the Next Generation tells the horror story of when William Shatner visited their set and he wouldn't even speak to Wesley Crusher. He's like, get the child away from me. And you're like, you know what? And seeing as how everything has turned out all these years later, shut up, Wesley. I agree with Shatner.
Yeah,
and
totally.
He was like, and they were all like, he wasn't very friendly. He looked at us like we had three heads. And I'm like, well, you were kind of like, sort of signaling like the death knell of his career in Star Trek, which is sort of his thing. What's he supposed to do? Like, he had enough goodwill to come by and wish you luck. What was he going to do? Like, act the part for you? It's like, let me lay down so you can walk right over me. After the Next Generation cast, Brent Spiner is still usually pretty cool. He hasn't humiliated himself, and no one on Next Generation has made half the fools of themselves that Robert Picardo and especially Tim Russ has made of themselves. Tim Russ regularly makes a fool of himself.
Definitely was. Oh, I see what you say, of that
Galaxy
generation.
Quest was great. Of that generation of Star Trek shows. And Enterprise seems to still be asshole free. No one from that show has done anything in the least bit antisocial. Has us all excited for the sequel to possibly happen with Star Trek United.
Yeah, with President Archer.
They're going to bring President Archer, and maybe we can use time travel to bring Trip back and then pretend time travel doesn't exist in the show.
It's definitely going to be better than Starfleet Academy, put it that way.
I still I'm not sure that Starfleet Academy or the last season of Strange New Worlds will air the way that they think they will. I think that New Paramount could compress them all down to they don't even care if they make sense 1 hour movies to satisfy having aired them and say, hey, we bought them, we own them, this is how we chose to air them, and then burn them and be like, gee, it's not on the tab under the Star Trek stuff. You know what? Go sell a steelbook of it, Alex. See who wants to buy it. And no one will ever think of that as Star Trek.
Although, to be honest, I am kind of morbidly curious to see if Starfleet Academy can be worse than Section 31.
It will be. You know what? Alex Kurtzman with a message for today's youth. These children are going to have dating lives. You think it's going to be anything but scandalous. It's going to be very controversial. And for you European fans, controversial. I want to make sure I speak English.
Yeah, it's not going to be good either way. And Galaxy Quest was awesome. I was so gutted we never got any more Galaxy Quest.
These hybridized aliens that they have for Starfleet Academy is just an excuse for very low effort makeup. These half-human aliens are just an excuse for very low effort makeup. It's not anything new. Don't buy that. You know what? I saw Shatner speak live. And what was cool was he answered questions from the crowd. So one of them he answered was mine, but one thing he did say to someone else who asked him a question was, what do you think of the modern Star Trek? And he goes, where is it? The stuff that they have on now, it's no kind of Star Trek that I'll recognize. And the whole place went nuts with thunderous applause. And I was just like, you know what, William Shatner, man, you are based. He said it right where it lives. Like, it's not Star Trek to me. I'm not going to recognize it as Star Trek, and I won't answer questions about it.
Yeah, I think Shut Up Matt has something a bit different as well. But is this the time before the wokeness started really creeping into Star Trek and all that lot? Because it looks like there probably was real good to the fans, but now it's like all these actors are now being told by their puppet masters to slam the fucking fans, call them bigots, even though.
Yeah, I think part of it is they still want to keep working. They want roles in the new Star Trek shows. And
if you want to work for Kurtzman, you had to do it.
Yeah,
Kurtzman made people do it. Scott Bakula hasn't done it. Patrick Stewart has. Robert Picardo is deeply engaged in doing it now and looking terrible. Now, Tim Russ, on his own volition, probably did get that brief, unnecessary role in Picard 3 because he is one of the most hateful and vitriolic people on all of X, and he doesn't care. And for the people who do say that they've seen him be fun, I agree with you. Before Trump was president, when he didn't devote all of his time to being vitriolic, he could be fun. Tim Russ plays the guitar. He would go on there and play the guitar fairly well and sing and be fun. He would be fun. And he would talk about his other roles. And he did have a side of him that was fun. But then one day there was a political outcome he didn't care for, and he has been a miserable prick ever since, to which I say, you should be true to yourself. You're going to, this is only a 4-year leadership cycle in our nation. It's going to be okay, Tim. On the other side of this, you'll still be around. Presidents come and go. Just calm down and stop being a dick to your fans.
Wilson was doing all this shit way before anybody else.
The day that Will Wheaton found out that people hated New Star Trek was a great day on Facebook indeed, where he put a post on there in the clear about New Star Trek, and they couldn't protect him from the fallout of what he said. And he got 30,000 replies of people telling him it was shit. And he went man baby insane and recorded some video about how every single person was like an istophobe and a hatophobe. And he quadrupled down with the woke nonsense and just got the clapback was thousands of shut up Wesleys and tens of thousands of unfollows. And he was completely taken aback in season 3 of Discovery when he talked about it on his own at Facebook rather than on Star Trek Facebook, where they always did cleanup duty for him. Because most people just didn't want to come after him for what he said in the Star Trek Facebook thread. There wasn't a lot of interest, but when he said it in real life, he, as a cast member of TNG, was bigger in and of himself than all of New Star Trek. And so he just got clobbered by everyone who saw it. It's like, it's garbage. You're out of your minds. You know nothing about television.
It's the vitriol that pisses me off. You can have whatever fucking politics you want, but when you get so vitriolic and mean and abusive and nasty, I've got no time for you.
I know, it's very violent. Elitist. It's very elitist.
Very elitist. You're right, Northern. It's very elitist.
I know. So this was in 2001, then. So yeah, this was back then when actors could be different political parties and not be assholes towards fans with different political parties. But now it's like, hey, well, because Trump's now, you have to hate these fans that side with him, otherwise we're going to fuck your career up. It's
to be fair, Brent Spiner still pulls it off. He's just like, I've got a point of view, but I'm not here to make your day miserable or tell you how to live. Yeah. Let's talk about some fun stuff. And it's like, okay, we've all moved on fast enough for a normal person. You're okay. And then you have Marina Sirtis, who's like, I hope everybody freezes.
Yeah, that was horrible.
Wicked witch in the north.
So unnecessary.
You're barely an American. Why are you spiking the football on Americans?
You can stay quiet and have people think that you're an arsehole rather than saying something and proving it beyond all doubt. So, yeah.
Well, and it was an impossible thing for fans to talk about because, there was no case to be made for her behavior. So it was just people lamenting how rude she was. What did she want to do? Make herself seem like a better actress? It's like, hey, she was likable sometimes. That took a lot of effort for someone like her.
Yeah, Bakula is fucking based. Man had a clause in his contract that stipulated filming wrap at each time, at a time each week, so he could go home and have dinner with his family.
Good for him.
I've got big respect for Bakula. I've liked him since Quantum Leap. He always seemed like a very nice guy. So yeah,
yeah, no issues. No issues.
Yeah,
he's always any of the Enterprise cast, because the Enterprise cast have been doing like podcasts and things like that, and I don't think they've been
They've been very much aware of how people feel, and I think they've had to survive on the internet and YouTube more, and so they developed and let's face it, they were like the least well-regarded cast because they never got the second life in reruns, and rewatchability is a key of a franchise cornerstone. So as they do start to get a new life in streaming and people are taking interest in them, they've actually been out of the spotlight and ignored while they've seen other people make unfortunate statements that really tarnish their reputation. So they're like, you know what? I'm not going to say something as stupid as Marina Sirtis. It's just like, did you hear about this terrible tragedy? It's like, yeah, it's terrible. It's a tragedy. And then they move on and do their Star Trek thing rather than be like, and you know what? These people brought it on themselves. Like Marina Sirtis came off stern and instructional like the other TNG people managed to do. And I think they've destroyed the appetite for a TNG reunion. I think most people would prefer Star Trek United with the Enterprise cast be what they do on the small screen. And there's enthusiasm for new characters beyond the end of TNG's timeline for the movies. There's enthusiasm.
Yeah, it's like I don't want Star Trek Legacy either, as much as I liked
the
chap who played Picard's son, Jack. The idea of Captain Seven.
Let him do something else.
Raffi, the worst character in the history of ever. No, I'm good, thanks.
Yeah,
and that actress is not the worst actress. She has good work in other stuff. It's the show.
Yes, I'm sorry. This is what happens when you invite two Star Trek people on.
Yeah, we're going on a bit of a tangent now, aren't we? So
parallel universe.
You know what? This is Star Trek satire, but here we go. Now we have Avengers satire. So
yeah. So now we've got Parallel Universe to episode 6, and this is where Holly invents the Holly Hop Drive, and it means they can try and get back to Earth. Unfortunately, it just ends up taking them to a parallel universe where they meet the female equivalents of themselves. Apart from the cat, unfortunately, who meets his opposite, who is a dog, and it's and so they have to try and maybe hang out with each other until Holly can figure out how to fix the Holly Hop Drive. But is he getting distracted a bit too much by Hilly, the female version of his computer counterpart? But this is another fucking banger as well, and I love the tongue-tied beginning with Danny John Jules showing he can fucking dance and sing and everything, and he's brilliant. I mean, he is really showing some screen presence. He is really giving it all. It is brilliant to watch, and even the dance move, even some of the dance moments are very ridiculous as well, where it's just him doing a sexual thrusting move. But I do like the woman who plays his Lister's opposite as well. She's very much like him as well. And she actually did go out with him. I think they were married for a while in real life. And
oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. And the woman who plays...
slightly narcissistic.
Yeah. The woman who
Angela,
plays...
Angela Bruce was the Deb Lister.
Yeah. Yeah, and she's proper like him as well. I mean, she almost looks like him, which is very strange. But I do like how the female Rimmer kind of exposes. He kind of throws Rimmer's kind of creepiness onto him a little bit.
Female Rimmer's like Large Marge, but the idea that Rimmer was that Lister was dating the female Lister. It's you imagine the pickup conversation. You're hot. You remind me of me.
Yeah. I don't know if it was with her before this or if it was after, but yeah, they were a real couple for a while, and I think that explains why this kind of do have some good chemistry, even though they have a little short time together. Even though they're playing themselves, even though they're playing.
She plays him really well.
Yeah, she does really, really well.
She's a really good him, and he's affected by it in a way that is funny. Whereas with Rimmer, it's just. One Rimmer just traumatizes the other, and that was always the way it was going to be with the kind of people, the Rimmer variants, because we see a lot of variants of ourselves in this show. We never see aliens, but we see alternate takes on our heroes. So like when you have more than one Rimmer, we're always going to have like a prime Rimmer and a beta Rimmer, and like the primary Rimmer may or may not be benevolent, but one of them is going to be schemy and mean.
Yeah, she's almost more rapier than the
she is
male Rimmer as well, because he's really not.
She's far more masculine.
She's way more confident than Rimmer is. She's way more confident than Rimmer is. Rimmer would never have the confidence to go up to a woman like that.
Much more masculine than he is. She is his opposite in personality. Whereas, what's funny is that the Rimmers are like, you know, they have like whatever oppositional energy, but when we meet, you know, the opposite of Lister, they're pretty much just the same person who's just one's a woman.
Yeah.
And it's the thing. It's like if you're really indifferent and lazy, you'll just always be indifferent and lazy. So there's nothing else you can hang on that. But if you're driven and crazy, that could go in a few different directions.
And I love the alternate history as well. Like it was Wilma Shakespeare that wrote Romeo and Juliet and all that.
And the men burnt all their jock straps.
Yeah. The fucking dog as well. I mean, he is a proper like roughneck, redneck, and everything. He's gross. He looks like he's actually got fleas on him and everything.
Yeah,
it's brilliant.
How about I sniff your behind and then you sniff mine?
Of course, they give an American
accent. Is that a deal or what?
You know what? Dogs are inherently American. I can handle it.
Yeah, I'm more of a dog person anyway, so you know. But this is where we get to meet Hattie Hayridge as well as the female Holly. And if you watch the actual Star Wars spoof crawl from the beginning of episode 1 of season 3, you can see that he was so heartbroken by being dumped by Hilly that he gets a sex change to look like her.
Trans representation, in 88.
They did it first.
Exactly.
Yeah, so
and obviously you also get an answer to where Jim and Bexley come from in this episode.
I know, and it's another great reveal as well. It's like Jesus Christ. So that's how they fucking came into play. Then no woman on board. It basically Lister's the one that births them.
Yep, that's it. So it's blue. It's blue for not pregnant and Beg for pregnant. Yeah. Yes.
And absolutely no sorrow at the untimely death of one of his offspring too. He's just like, it's not me. I don't care. Right? Isn't it this one where he finds out?
No, that one is Future Echoes.
Okay.
And yeah, he's a little bit.
Yeah, that was season 1.
You have 2 sons. Isn't it great? I'm gonna have 2 sons. Yeah, but one of them dies. Yeah, you live and then you die. A bit in teens called life. That's still to come. So. It's just Lister's happy-go-lucky nature. I don't think he's being an arsehole, but yeah. Also, he doesn't know those kids, does he? So
yeah, but it's like he dies at 25. That's kind of it's too young to die. That's his son. Your son's going to die at a young age. I'd be much more sadder about that if I was him.
Even if it was a son you'd never known. I don't know. Maybe just
I could have got to know this son. I could have got to know him.
You know you're going to get to know him. What do you do? Defensively shun him all his life, knowing that one day he's going to have a bad day, so you feel less bad?
You know, I've actually forgotten what's happened to the kids in the Star Wars scroll. I'm going to have to rewatch season 3 again.
They grew up and went to live.
Worse than what happened to Han and Leia's kid.
They went back to the parallel dimension to live with their mum.
That's it. Yeah, Christ, it went right up my head. But then again, in that world, you know, women are the fathers, so at least they'll have some strong role.
They'd probably do better over there than they would with.
Yeah, they would. Yeah,
to be fair.
Yeah. But it's a very funny episode with Rimmer being a total arsehole. He actually wants this to happen. He wants to see those babies painfully spring out of.
He just wants Lister to suffer.
And the way he just builds it up, saying like, "It's blue for not pregnant, right?" And it's like, "Yes, good news, good news." And Lister's like, "Oh, thank God, I'm going to be an uncle." Great way to end it. Great way to end it. The look on Lister's face, everything.
Yeah, it's another great episode. It is. I really like this one. Not quite perfect in all ways. It doesn't hit the highs of every other episode in this, but it's one. You know, it's not the worst by any means. I really enjoyed it.
But I do always like it when characters explore parallel universe and meet another version of themselves. You know,
and it makes it interesting, you know, to say Arlene is such a randy sex pest. It's just like, what the fuck's going on here, you know?
Well,
yeah, and I love how she fucking has a go at the Listers for having sex for each other. How could you actually yourself? It's like,
I hope you get pregnant.
You were trying to fucking essay your male counterpart. Like, what the hell?
You know, we go here again too in other, if you consider the comic stuff sci-fi, like the MCU and DCU messes around with these multiverses and multiple realities over and over and over. So once again, here we have Red Dwarf does it first and arguably does a better job of tracking the consequences and actions and keeping them straight in time across their episode than we see done later in some of these movies.
All done in the space of 25 minutes. And Suzanne Burtish as Arlene Rimmer. I had to look her up. Suzanne Burtish is just amazing.
She is good. She's got the upside.
She's just your worst fucking nightmare.
She's saying him left and right.
Why are you giving me the come on by wearing such tight trousers? Oh, fucking! I'm just looking at the actress now. She's got a good look to her as well. You know, she looks like she's aged a little bit well in some ways. Oh no, she's not. She's just a normal old looking lady now. But no, she was good though. She was really good, and she's great.
Yeah, she's great.
She's in Held by the Crooked Man. Jesus Christ.
Is she?
She's Grammy Oakham.
She was Granny Oakham. Holy shit! I would not have called that, mate.
She's been working. She's been working real well.
Been in a few things by looks of things.
Yeah, she's been doing Gallifrey for podcasts. What else?
She was in Sex Education.
Yeah, she's in Andor as well. Oh,
Sorry.
It's actually one of the better ones. Wasn't it? That's one of the better Disney Star Wars shows. So.
Andor is probably the only good Star Wars show.
Yeah, I need to check it out. I really don't.
I still this might, I watched season 1. Can I just say, I've heard that the payoff was really good, but what are there? There are 20 episodes of Andor, right? They're all about a half an hour to 40 minutes.
Yeah.
No show that takes 17 40-minute episodes to get good for the last 3 is actually good. I'm sorry.
The first season, I thought was very solid. I really enjoyed the first season.
Stormtrooper practice was painstaking.
And they released it at 2-episode arcs. So 2 episodes and 2 episodes, 2 episodes, 2 episodes. And I thought the first 2 episodes of series 2 of Andor were written by somebody in fucking crayon. It was that
real, yeah.
But
wow.
When it gets good, Andor is some of the best Star Wars we've had in the last 20 years, easily.
It's just that it takes so long, and how dependent is on what's good to all the stuff that came before. Like, do we need some of this stuff? Does it become drudgerous homework? Because it's not fun to watch some of that.
It's
stuff.
pretty much enclosed. I mean, what I would say is, if you like Rogue One, Andor fills in all the pieces basically. Very well done. But the depiction of the Empire in Andor is the best it has ever been.
The only thing I don't like about the so-called Star Trek reboot is they said that they would think Star Trek Andor, and I'm like, oh, please no. I don't want 17 episodes of build up to 3 episodes of payoff. It's just not. I can't do 9 hours of watching someone work in an office.
Stellan Skarsgård is in Andor, and he is really good actor, and they make good use of him. Andor is genuinely worth a watch. The prison arc with Andy Serkis is also excellent.
You know what's weird about that one? I did watch the prison arc, and I thought it was really good, but here's the thing. After the 3rd or 4th week of Andor, I came down to the same conclusion Disney apparently did. I would wait a few weeks and watch until I caught up to the end of a chapter and be like, okay, and now I'll wait a few more weeks, and people will be talking about the fact they've ended the chapter, and I'll catch up real quick then. And with the last one, I went and watched it a week early, and with the way it ended, it seemed like it was over to me. And when I found out there was one more episode I had missed, they hadn't told such a compelling story that I've ever felt like, let me go back and find out.
It's worth watching. It's one of the few Disney things. See you later. Shut up, Matt. Cheers, Matt. It's one of the few Star Wars Disney things that I would actually rewatch, I think, is Andor. Andor and Rogue One, I think, stand on their own. Other than that, I think everything.
I mostly like Rogue One. I love Forrest Whitaker.
Yeah, I do like a lot of it. I just wish the characters were a little bit more interesting. I did like the blind guy, though. The blind guy and his friend as well. They were like, when they got killed, I was a bit sad.
Yeah, what's his name?
It's been a while since
the actor's name? Fuck.
Donnie Yen was his name.
Donnie Yen, that's it. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Relationship's cool. Yeah, Matt's going to bug out and he's going to see us for Series 3. Yeah, we're going to end very soon as well because we've gone through all the episodes now. You know, it's a very good series. It definitely improves on the first. And, it fleshes out the characters a little bit more and it starts to really sort of expand on the ideas.
Bit more budget, a few more locations, better production values. The actors are getting better. Craig Charles is noticeably better in season 2 than he was in season 1.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
there's
he's
an
like,
upward arc
he
for all
knows his
characters.
character inside out. Same thing for Chris Barry. The same for Chris Barry. Cat, you know, he had that figured out since the first series anyway, because the Cat doesn't really need to do much. He just needs to be very funny, very selfish, very self-absorbed, not fucking care, but still be a cool guy to have around.
Yeah, he's a foil. There's not really any character development for the Cat at any stage, which is on purpose because he's a fucking cat.
I know, but they do find ways to make him even more funnier in the series, just by that simple concept of his character. So I'll give that.
He does generally end up being the butt of any joke, especially anything regarding intellect or anything like that. But no, the dynamics coming together nicely. It's only going to get better in the next season. Next season we put the pedal down. Next season
a few more episodes.
I fucking love season 3 as well because it looks better as well. I mean, the ship interiors look a little bit better. It looks a little bit more. It looks a little bit more interesting, a bit more colourful. I mean,
you get Starbug. Starbug does so much for Red Dwarf. It allows him to get off the ship. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
In this season, when we went to Crichton, when we went to Crichton ship, it was so obvious it was their ship with just a little bit of lighting change.
Yep.
They had so little to work with still.
Yeah, this is it. I mean, you know, the Starbug will basically free the crew to go wherever need. It becomes like a shuttle from Star Trek. So
they get to explore some. They get to explore some more ideas, a bit more creatively as well, which is what I really love about the third series, and 4, 5, and 6 as well. I mean,
I'm looking at season 3 now, and I don't think there's a bad episode there, so I can't wait. 3
to 6 is definitely the fucking gold standard of Red Dwarf, still in my opinion. So we will be finishing right now, and so thanks very much, Critical, for joining me, and Admiral Teague, and everyone in chat. Shut up, Matt. Artie and Zed, thanks for the super chats. Thanks for the super chat as well, Admiral Teague. And Gavin Blackburn, been wonderful. You've been fucking wonderful keeping the chat going. Sorry I didn't always respond to them, but I hope highlighting them was enough. And
I just hope everybody have fun.
I know. I hope you have fun listening to us talk bollocks. And I hope people who catch this on the rewatch have, are at least putting up with it as well, or listening to it in the background just to sort of make their menial tasks or work seem a little less tedious. So, because that's why I like about these things as well. They're great to listen to when you're trying to get some menial tasks done or stuff you don't want to do but have to do. It's
just have us wittering on in the background, and we've still got another lots of seasons.
So hit the like and follow button for our good friend Northern English Bastard up there. He's the greatest. You want to hit that like button for him, and when you're watching later, watch with the browser tab open for a few minutes to help out his analytic.
I know, and thanks very much for that. I will take on So before we go, we're also going to move on to the what you want to promote, Critical. Anything you've got in the pipeline?
Yes, I'm working on my Why Aliens 1986 is so awesome and so much better than any of the drivel that we get served these days. That's in the
I just watched your Predators and Vendetta video as well. I'm going to try and watch your Badlands ones soon. The ones where you...
the ones where I go deep in and I explain why it's such a piece of shit,
Yeah, the ones where you rewrite them as well and how they could be improved. Because I think...
I've only done that for Aliens so far. I'm thinking about doing it for Predator. I think I can salvage that movie and make it better. I
am considering doing one for Superman 2025. I've still got some ideas. I don't think that great, but...
I'm forward, man. My Aliens Genesis video was quite well received. People generally thought that the stuff I came up with to replace Alien Earth was better than Alien Earth, which but then that's got season 2 and I don't, so
Yeah, well, cheers for letting me. I'll keep it.
Watch that damn goat shivering for one episode too many. I was starting to get frustrated.
Yeah, Mortig, we're going to get to you now. So what are you promoting later on? I've already retweeted it, but still, just in case. It's always good to mention it anyway.
Guys, sirs and madams, I put out my holiday troll review of It's a Wonderful Life. And What it is this holiday classic is actually a blueprint on how to end up in New York State prison for about 30 years, because in the time since the movie aired till today, every single aspect of how they run the town has become specifically illegal. It's a subprime mortgage scheme. It's crony capitalism. It's toxic mortgages. It's real estate redlining, and it's writing mortgages for the right people. So I do an 8-minute troll review. It's all comedy. There's only one commercial, the whole thing way at the very end. I give you all the comedy I can give you up front. And like all good comedy, I try to have it be a little bit real at the end to give you a little bit of holiday perspective. So please give that a watch for me. And if you're around at 10 p.m. United States Eastern Standard Time, which really is Earthican time, if you ask me, I'll be doing a Star Trek Enterprise Borderland episode with my crew. We'll be watching it on my friend's channel at 9, and at 10 o'clock on my channel, we'll be reviewing it. So I'm Admiral Teague on YouTube. Check me out. Follow me. You will be well treated.
Yeah. Yeah, do watch his It's a Wonderful Life video. I was crapping myself laughing. I mean, and I love It's a Wonderful Life. I mean, I
still love it too.
I know. It's still, but I do kind of believe you as well. I do not doubt what you're saying might actually be true. But I'm still going to watch it. I'm still going to be crying at the fucking end.
It's in the movie. Like they're like, they don't actually have enough money to pay for the mortgages, but he gives it to them because he just thinks they're nice people, which is like a one-way ticket to jail now. There's another part of the movie where his bank only has $160,000 in today's money on hand, but owns like hundreds of millions of dollars worth of real estate, and it's like they give it all to a drunk guy and let him walk around in a blizzard with it. It's like, what are you thinking?
Oh yeah, that was stupid. I mean, yeah, his uncle's a fucking idiot. His uncle should be in fucking jail. He should.
The real story of that movie is, how did they stay in business for so long with such incompetence, the bottom up? But check out my video and watch me do Star Trek later if you're looking for some fun. And thank you for having me, Mr. Northern English Bastard.
Yeah, well, the links to your channels are in the description, and yeah, if you on the rewatch, do click onto their channels, do check out their content. They do some great stuff. Very funny guys. I mean, Critical's does some very good, very insightful, very articulate videos as well on there.
Sometimes I just scream into a microphone.
Yeah,
shit.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's what needs to be done.
Yeah, mate, I'll tell you, my channel gives me catharsis. It gives me fucking catharsis over the crap writing we get these days.
I know it is very cathartic doing this as well, especially when you got all the crap going out, like you just said. And yeah, Admiral Teague, you do some very, very funny, intelligent stuff, and it's fucking hilarious. So I mean, Jesus Christ, that Landman one, I'd be once again.
Well, yeah,
but Landman with the Yahtzee stuff, Christ. You gotta watch.
I forgot to cut in some of the funniest Yahtzee stuff I have too, because there's a movie where, like, there's a Back to the Future parody from Germany from like the early 2000s where they bring Hitler back, and he's walking around dressed in like as a metrosexual, trying to be hip with his BlackBerry. It's great stuff. I forgot to cut that in too, but yeah, Landman seems to have fallen off a cliff. Everyone seems to hate episode 2, or their competitors have done a great job of making it look like they went a bit too far in a few places in episode 2, because maybe our female characters were too awful, but I thought they were funny enough to justify it. And I don't see any admirable male characters offsetting this, where people are saying like, well, Tommy's a good person, why can't they be like him? It's like, they're all horrible people. This is a show about horrible people. It's just a good show. They're fun to watch. They're horrible though. I wouldn't let Tommy watch my kid.
I'm still liking it, even though I'm kind of just getting fed up of Ali Larter's character. I mean, I thought they would try and develop her a little bit more now. Because, I mean, it's kind of like Cordelia and Buffy. She started off as the meanie, bitchy sort of like popular girl, but she developed, especially when she went on to Angel, which we will be talking about tomorrow, Sunday, with Lord Toxic and Mr. E and Critter and anyone else who's going to be popping up on his channel for that video. So I don't know what time it'll be on, because he's going to be recording it, not live streaming it. So I will update you, my fellow subscribers, on that when it happens. And so far next week, I will be going on to, I think I might be on Trevor Retro's channel talking about a Star Trek movie. I forgot which one. I don't know if it's next week or the week after, but if not, I will be on Lance's channel. And I will also be doing Losers Lounge with Blue Collar Loser on Wednesday, and Thursday I'll be on Toxics on Tap Thursday, around about maybe 6 or 7 or 5, depending on what time is available. And Friday I'll be doing a Christmas Bastards Breakdowns called Bastard Yuletide Breakdowns, where me and my guests, Kung Fu Hot Dog, Electric Goat, and Miss Sparkles will be on, especially Lord Toxic will be on with me to talk Batman Returns. You know, one of my favorite.
Shame we're missing that one.
Yeah,
Never mind.
not
you should
my
talk
favorite.
about It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah, that will be one of my reviews for Christmas, my edited one. So yeah, keep a lookout for that one. So, but in the
Batman
meantime,
Returns is a great movie, though.
it is. Yeah. In the meantime, thank you everyone for joining me and my fellow guests. And whether you beautiful bastards are Northern English or not, thanks for watching. And do remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, and to ring that bell in order to be notified. And if you wish to further support this channel, links will be in the description below. But right now, that's us done, and we're off to the pub. And thank you for the super chats, RTNZ and Admiral T. And I bid you adieu.